Welcome, listeners, to Gamer Headlines Spoilercast. As the name clearly suggests, Spoilercast is an in-depth discussion on all of the best and worst moments in a recently released title. I, of course, am one of your co-hosts, Chris Cortez. As always, I'm joined by my other co-host, Adnan Riaz.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, Adnan. Mr. Riaz, Mr. Cortez. Let's go take down some aliens, Men in Black style. I don't know why I did that. And what happened?
Keep it.
Alright, right on. And we are joined this week by Rebecca Kelsey Sampson, my beautiful, glorious wife.
Hello there. Am I not part of the Alien Club?
Oh, Mrs. Sampson. Or Miss Sampson. Come, let's go destroy some aliens. You get the noisy...
I think I would be good at alien hunting.
You get the noisy cricket. Don't worry. We'll give you the The one that Will Smith was like, I get this piece of shit. And Tommy Lee Jones is like, don't do that, son. That thing blows up. Alright. Well, enough Tommy Lee Jones impersonations. Welcome, guys. As you've probably seen from the title, we're going to go ahead and tackle the fifth episode, the episode 5 of 6. In the Telltale game series, Game of Thrones, titled A Nest of Vipers, which, damn, that sounds scurry if you ask me. But I guess as we always begin, do you guys want to... Yeah?
No, just starting off with the title, I mean, this is probably more between me and Becca. I just think this title is quite misleading, because I always assumed that they'd bring Dawn into the storyline.
It doesn't have anything to do with Dawn.
Who's Dawn?
Yeah, it's like... Do you know, do you see the character Oberyn Martell from the show?
The face squish.
Oh, you mean the faceless god or whatever?
No, the guy that had his face squished.
Oh, the dude that wanted to, like, fuck a little kid or whatever?
No!
What the hell? There's like 50 people who've
The
gotten
guy that he had an epic revenge quest.
Oh, the one that was Inigo Montoya, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, you killed my sister, now prepare to die. And then Will Sasso killed him. Okay.
I think I should have done the voice when I was saying it. Like, then you would have quicker.
Okay. I love how I have these, like, names in my head because I don't get the show. So I'm like, the one that Will Sasso killed. Okay, gotcha.
It's fine with, like, a thing. But yeah, he's called the Red Viper.
Okay.
Like, the Viper is a very common term used in Dawn with all their fighters. And I was kind of like, I didn't think they would go to Dawn, but then, they didn't go to Dawn. And I was kind of a little bit underwhelmed because I was like, the name doesn't make any sense within the context of the episode.
I think they were just trying to say, oh, there's some sneaky things going on, and like you have like a viper in the grass or something. I don't know. But...
Yeah, but I see where Adnan's going with that, though. That'd be like if Telltale did a Star Wars series, and they're like, little green monster with lightsaber, and then Yoda's like not in the episode at all, and you're like, what a piece of shit.
He's orange, and you just sound like...
Yeah. It's like ridiculous. That's a good point, dude. I didn't really pick up. Well, I didn't even know who the fuck his name was. I just know.
I was. Sorry, I was thinking about it when I was downloading the episode. So, like, Nest of Vipers. Oh, okay, right, fair enough.
Like maybe that chick that showed the singing dude, her boobs will be in it, and not at all. This is how I know it.
I don't remember what's the name of Martell's all of his daughters, and they're like in a clan of vipering. It's something to do with snakes. I don't remember.
Snake.
You know, it's like the 3 girls and the mom. Oh, not the mom. His ex-daughter. Yeah. I don't remember what their group is called. It's totally slipping my mind.
Like Vera Rosa or something like Rosa or something like that.
I don't know. That doesn't matter. It was just bothering me.
Yeah. Well. Good points you guys brought up. I would never have gotten that. I'm at a point right now in this series where I'm just having fun. I'm just like laughing.
Well, that's a good place to be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just still. I say this all the time, but I'm having fun with it. But like I'm not even. It's beyond me now at this point. But I guess shit. Since we started talking about like our our expectations, like at least, do you guys want to go around and kind of like give our you know, like little, before we get into like the nitty gritty, what our overall thoughts on the episode were?
Underwhelmed, to say the least.
I would definitely say that too.
Yeah, kind of really, really, really didn't make much progression in some storylines. I'll come on to that later, but I mean, like, it was just a little bit underwhelming and like slow, and then also quite fast as well. Like that's contradicting each other, but I mean, like, in terms of, I felt like this was a really, really short episode.
Yeah,
I was I was at the end of it within 2 hours, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm normally playing these for like 4 or 5 hours because I'm trying to like take my time with it.
Yeah.
But there's just like a lot of problems with it, like the consistency. It felt really sloppy at points. There are some good moments which I'll come on to, but just like the inconsistencies are really kind of showing now, and like it almost is like George R. R. Martin stories because they're kind of like they're almost like the knots are untying, and they're trying to kind of like tie them back as fast as they can, but they're just it's nearly impossible to do at this point.
Yeah, no, I would agree with Adnan. It's funny because Adnan's telling me, oh, usually I play the episode one day, and because of Beck and I's schedule, what we usually do is, like we use the trophies that you get in the episodes as like
mods.
Yeah, like as chapters kind of. So there's usually 8 trophies per episode. So when we do 4 trophies, we're like, okay, cool, let's just stop for now. Tomorrow we'll finish it. But I can't remember why, but for some reason we only ended up doing 2 of them, and it took us like a really long time to do those 2. It took us like an hour, and then the other like 6 trophies, like or chapters, it took us like half an hour. It was crazy. I'm like, why are these chapters so like the first 2? I almost feel like they worked on the first 2, and then they're like, shit, we gotta finish this series. We have like 4 other series we have to start working on, like, and they just quickly went through it, which is kind of ironic, because, this would have been the conclusion if it wasn't, if it was a normal Telltale series. But they added that one extra episode, so I feel like this was more filler than anything else. This was like the prep work for the next episode, I felt. This
goes back to that kind of discussion we had 3 episodes ago, or maybe 2 episodes ago, where we're like, does it really need 6 episodes?
Yeah.
Definitely this is where an example where they really didn't think this through. It should just be 5 episodes and kind of like be more consistent. Because just the storyline
didn't need it.
It felt really strange. Like when I was playing it, I was just like, you have to kind of like at this point. I think the 4th, Life is Strange comes out next week. I'm going to play that, and their 3rd episode was like literally mind blowing. Now I'm interested to see how they finish episode 4 off, because then it's obviously the penultimate episode. And I've always seen a lot of people normally don't tend to like Telltale's the 4th out of 5 episode in a series, because it kind of is a little bit weaker. But I'm just surprised that they didn't really kind of like push forward, because they did do well in some of the other episodes.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was weird. It was a weird episode. And I mean, it's like what I said. Like, I mean, what's your take on it, Becca? Did you think the same way? Like, it was kind of more like prep work for the finale more than anything else?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was prep work, because I feel like the only really important parts that were needed for the finale could have been done in 20 minutes. When I feel like the rest was a lot of just extra. I definitely felt like it was underwhelming, and there were some parts where I wasn't even paying attention. I'm like, oh, let me check what's on Instagram, and then Chris is like, what choice do I do? And I'm like,
Yeah.
It definitely didn't excite me. I enjoyed the ending parts. I thought that brought things like, ooh, that happened. But other than that, I was just kind of just there.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like, I think we'd all agree, maybe not. I know it had some polarized reviews. Like, Adnan was telling me that, like, one site gave it, like, a really high score, and then another site gave it, like, a super low score. I don't know. I would kind of say it was an average episode, to be honest. It wasn't, I wasn't solely pissed off on it, but I didn't really care either. I still think the 4th episode, I think it was one of the better episodes. There's one that you did a lot of action, and I was like, oh man, this is badass.
Definitely. One more thing I've always picked up on this as a criticism, but did you guys see the engine stutter quite a bit in this episode?
There's one dude,
like,
one of the slaves.
Significantly.
Yeah, one of the slaves or like fighters or whatever, his head kept like glitching throughout the whole thing. It was weird. It kept like wiggling, and I'm like, what the fuck's wrong?
I actually didn't really notice it, though. Other than that one moment, I didn't notice anything at all.
It was almost like a reoccurring thing for me. Like, I was seeing it quite significantly. Like, they'll just stop and like and kind of like load itself back in. So I think that engine is really struggling at this point. I just don't get why they just kind of don't give it an overhaul. It needs an overhaul.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. It's definitely reaching its it's like
limitations.
Yeah. Like at this point, they really need to. I don't know what is the next series. I don't even know anymore.
It's Tales is coinciding with it, which is almost finished, and then the next one is Minecraft Story.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I hope for one of those they kind of like, like a new series they're starting, that it takes off from there and they try something else new. But I honestly don't think so. Like I think we're gonna be rocking this do or die like style for a while. But all right, I guess, do you guys want to go through and kind of like compare our choices as we usually do and see like why we did what we did?
Should we go through character to character?
Oh yeah, if you want to do that, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, should we start with the big one, who's Roderick? Roderick Forrester. So that opening was really it was very good, I'd say that. Just with Ramsay Snow and the character interactions with him, and how he's flaying that guy on that cross, just literally. Because there's a very interesting criticism, because I saw a lot of people, many reviewers, saying that they felt that the characters from the HBO show didn't feel realistic in this series, like in this episode. Like their personalities didn't carry over, and they were making really strange decisions that they wouldn't in the show or the books. I'd agree with one of the other characters was kind of like that, but Ramsay, I think they really nailed.
Yeah, he was definitely creepy.
Oh yeah, it's really creepy, especially when he's like holding his sister's hand and just like
yeah.
He's also explaining how your mum's flower is still a flower regardless of the quality of it. It's almost a bit like the euphemisms and like metaphors he was bringing out. I was like, right, okay.
He's in the doghouse for me, dude. He's my least favorite character right now in the show, and least favorite in terms of like he's such an asshole. I just want to see something really bad happen to him. Like I want to see him fall off a cliff and break his neck. I mean, I just really I don't like him at all. Like as he raped Jean Grey. God damn it! Like that's fucked up.
Phoenix rises.
That's true. She'll come back and be like, "I will rape you now."
Directed by Brett Ratner.
That one episode.
Yeah.
So
just
stupid.
to put the nightmares on there. No, I do think it was a good opening. I think he kind of really built that storyline up. By the way, guys, because your marriage alliance fell apart and mine didn't.
Yes.
Did you guys sleep with her?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that's okay. See, regardless of what happens,
she wanted
right.
comfort.
Yeah, she wanted comfort, so we provided it.
Do you know what? At least they made it a bit more clear cut in this episode. Like during the other episode when they were talking about, do you want to play hide and seek? Like, we used to play hide and seek as kids.
Yeah.
And then this one, she's like, I just need comfort, and it's just like that moment where I saw it, I like rolled my eyes. I was like, I'm going to be in bed with this woman later. In the game, speaking, like, I just knew,
yes, in the game.
I just knew it was going to be a scene that happens. And also, that also links with the fact that I knew it was going to be the biggest cliche because either you could sacrifice yourself at the end of the game. I was like, with that scene, Roderick Forrester might not live.
Yeah, it's the whole
she's
classic...
she's going to be pregnant or something crazy.
Yeah, it was the classic, like, everything great is happening for me. Like, that kind of thing. Like, oh, I'm going to be fine. And then, the finale, you had that. Well, we'll get to that later, but... I have to say the fuck, what's his name again that we're talking about? Roderick, sorry.
Yeah.
Roderick, I think definitely had the most interesting character development in this episode. Because I feel like for the past, like ever since we found out he wasn't dead in episode 2, I felt like all he's been doing is just like, kind of like walking around with and getting his getting treated like shit. That's all I feel like, just being made fun of the fact that he's crippled and things like that.
And trying to keep his integrity.
That links into my other point where I talked to you guys before this. I was like, it's so stupid that he literally does a Batman Dark Knight Rises style where he gets a knee brace. But what I mean by that is literally he picks up his cane, the one that he's been using for 4 episodes, and throws it in the fire, and then all of a sudden he can fight.
Yeah.
Normally. I'm like, if only the world worked like that. There would be many people doing it.
It was all in his head the whole time.
He just needed the confidence and adrenaline.
Yeah.
He threatened my sister and my mother's flower.
My mother's flower. I have to say one of the big things though is that this was very interesting. When you play as Asher and you meet Roderick, isn't that kind of strange because you've been playing as that character and characters haven't interacted yet? Like, the two main characters.
It was like the equivalent. Well, not as epic, but it was the equivalent of recently when Daenerys met Tyrion. Like, it was one of those moments. Not nearly as epic though. But it was kind of weird. It's like, oh, this is going to be interesting. I wonder how they're going to work out together in the final episode. And then, well, we'll get to that later.
We haven't seen Mira either, so...
Yeah,
she's... Who the fuck knows what she's up
to?
I
don't know if they'll ever meet Mira. Well, I mean, obviously they know her, but I don't know if they'll ever meet her in the story.
Yeah, I don't think... I mean, unless the next episode is like the globe-trotting episode. I don't think so. I mean... Maybe they're gonna leave her open for like a second season because like that's kind of like what you do.
Yeah, I can't see them wrapping this story up in one season.
Yeah, no,
it just doesn't work. Yeah, no chance. There was a very interesting. Well, this is really one of the most underwhelming aspects, and this was the traitor story.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So I was like. I think we even touched on this. It was going to be one of the Sentinels, whichever the opposite one was.
Yeah,
like the one you didn't pick. I remember saying Chris was saying it was Cars the traitor. It's like no, Cars is my Cars is my choice. I also like that we agreed on the same decision where we kept him in prison.
Yeah, yeah,
and also like how who's it called? Is it Talia? Talia? What she's called? She throws a little tantrum.
Yeah. That pissed me off. She was like,
listen, you gotta fucking kill him no matter what. Fucking kill!
And I'm like, bitch, tell me who it is. I mean, I'll make a choice. Like, don't... And I don't mean that bitch in a derogatory way. Just stop acting like an asshole and, like, tell me, But, yeah, that was... I think I told her, like, look, I'll do what I can, man, but, like, I gotta see who it is first. I need all
That's
the
what
info.
I was like. When you said, like, I've got info, I was like, yep, I'll keep him alive. I was like, screw you. Don't need to kill him when he's got like valuable information. But yeah, I felt that was a very underwhelming just aspect. It was so obvious. It was either going to be. It's how Telltale work though, because it goes down to that part of the story where the dots have to connect again. Mm-hmm. So regardless of the decision, the outcome has to be that the universal outcome that is that.
Yeah, because the finale, it seems like even if you didn't get the info, what happened would have happened anyway.
Yeah, he probably would have been like, well, we should protect him just in case. Let's meet him there.
Yeah.
Why don't we travel there anyway, for the sake of traveling? Just to make the story running continuity.
Yeah, it's one of those weird... I don't know. At that point, dude... to be honest, there are things that I'm doing now. Like, there's choices... Like, it affects my choices now, what you've told me. How you were like, dude, it doesn't really matter. Like, fucking... And it's affecting my choice now, because now I'm like... I remember at one point, like, I think it was like, do we kill him or put him in jail? The traitor. And I would tell Rebecca, like, you know what, man, let's just fucking, like, put him in jail. And she's like, really? I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Maybe we'll get an extra scene in next episode if we let him live. I don't know. He'll probably end up dying anyway. Like, Griff will be like, I killed him, McFly. Or whatever. Dude, because I'm sorry. Every time I hear Griff, I'm like, that's Biff's, like, grandson from Back to the Future Part 2. I don't care what anyone tells me. So, where he has the hoverboards and he's all robotic and shit.
You need power.
I have the pitbull.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... Yeah, it was a little bit underwhelming, that kind of, like, the reveal was a bit like, okay, there's not much from that you can get. I know the fact that, like... Oh, go on.
I would have been curious, because since we both picked the same Sentinel, we both ended up with the same traitor. So I would have been curious if the nice guy ended up being the traitor, what his reasoning would have been. Like,
Cars.
That dude. I think it would have been the same thing, except opposite. Because that guy was like, you're not being aggressive enough. And that was his, like, what he presented. Remember, like, when he had to pick, he's like, I will be aggressive. And then the other guy was like, I'm Kaz, I won't. And then, like, if you chose Kaz, and I'm like, I'm choosing Kaz, like, things are more passive. So I think it would have been the other way around. He would have been like, you're reckless, and you're doing
You should have been a diplomat, and, like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it would have been the same shit, except the other way around. Just him
I think they should have done the Meister, and he just disappeared all of a sudden for the last 2 episodes. I know he got beaten up, I mean...
Did he die? I thought he died. Like, we haven't seen him.
He gets beaten up by, is it by Griff? Or his son, or like, he gets beaten up by someone, and then he just, like, disappears. I thought he would have been more of an interesting twist. Mm-hmm. And they should kind of, like, had him always hovering in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a waste of a character. I mean...
Yeah.
They just kind of wrote him out. Maybe he'll come back in the finale.
Or it would have been even crazier. It would have been the best traitor moment if it had been Elena.
Yeah.
Elena? Yeah, it would have been more. I mean, it definitely wasn't shocking. Like, Becca and I were like, it's going to be whoever we chose as our Sentinel or the not Sentinel. Because they've been trying to, like, push that, I think, for, like, a few episodes now.
Yeah, it's too obvious. It's too, like... Their choices don't really have meaning behind them. I mean, like, this is a funny one. Like, I'll give you a spoiler from Life is Strange, not mind-blowing. But, for example, the last 3 episodes, at the beginning of each episode of the first 3, you can water the plant. Mm-hmm. And after 2 episodes, I watered it every time, and it keeps coming up with a butterfly effect. I was like, okay. And then the 3rd episode, my plant died, because I've overwatered it. Which, when I looked at the statistics as well, like 80% also did the same. That was really charming, though, like the kind of touch from Donut, where it's like, you know what, you have to think common sense, you're not going to water the plant every single day, X amount of water. So I love that kind of like touch that they did from that. Their choices always have meaning behind them now. Like after playing 3 episodes, I know that every choice has like a kind of meaning. They've even kind of like showed their like their files inside the game as well, like how they have like maybe 2 or 3 different circumstances that can lead to another outcome and like, you know, change the story in different ways. Mm-hmm. But I think Telltale do need to kind of like look back on the board now, because those choices really weren't. It was let's jump into this anyway, because it'll collide with another story arc. But it was obviously the final choice was very old school Telltale.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And even like how the cinematic does it, where it like slows down, it changes, like you can pan the camera and stuff, and like the voices start playing and whatever.
Which I love. It's so epic. Like, you know.
Yeah, it was a good twist as well. As they kind of a good moment where they kind of like it was a trap.
It's a trap.
And then it's a trap. And then, you know, it kind of leads into that. Obviously, I went for Asher.
Yeah. Roderick was just. I mean, I felt like Roderick's younger. He's stronger. He's you know, he has like an army that's gonna listen to him. You know, I feel like maybe a fresh, you know, look into everything is a good, that could win the war. And, you know, Roderick is broken. He probably wouldn't be able to lead the troops anyway. And, you know, what the fuck else? I don't know. He hasn't really made the best decision. Well, I guess I haven't been making the best decisions lately. So I figured, fuck it. Like, maybe it'd be better to see, you know, from that perspective.
Especially since the fighters wouldn't listen to him.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. Because that's your army, and they're not going to fucking listen to Roderick. They're going to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And so, like, every boy, except for the littlest one, has been a lord for this house. This poor, cursed house.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, everyone keeps fucking dying. It's really cool. I like how you actually die as well. Like, he even hits your eye as well. Mm-hmm. Wait, did he hit you in the eye by any chance?
Yeah. He fucking. That's how I think.
Okay.
That was the coup de grace that like killed him.
I thought that was a bit, because I thought they only did that because I picked Would You as beating the other guy up in the hall a few episodes ago. I thought they did that intentionally because I knocked his eye.
No, he got the butt of the sword and stabbed him in the eye, and then he fucking lost his eye, and that was the final shot, was him like dying basically. Yeah,
that was a pretty cool moment as well. Like, that actually was like the first time where we had real real choices, kind of, and like choices that actually meant something, because it was going to change episode 5 quite big.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to kill Griff so badly, by the way, in that last part. I was like, come on, we can do it. We can somehow, maybe I could reach him, and no, of course not. Like, they overwhelmed me. Yeah.